Thanks for listening in to the first episode of the Purple Fufu podcast. We deliberated that name. We had a couple of options. I think we had two options. We had Purple Fufu and People's Purple, but we're such newcomers, right? Like it's such an inception thing for us still that if you think we should change it, let us know. I'm Slimeball at BFF_vibes on Twitter. And I probably need to change that name because I don't really like that fucking name anymore. And I think it's worn out. I'll let my co-host chime in on that.
All right. What's up, guys? It's Jalen Rager season, man. I'm hyped. I'm so ready for this podcast. We're going to have great chemistry, this group. We're going to just have a ball with this. Mind you, this is my first podcast, so don't expect anything extravagant. But yeah, like Slime said, we're open for suggestions to the name. I personally like Purple Fufu, and you'll find out why. You'll see why in a little bit. But yeah, PFF Rager season _Rager season on Twitter. And then we got one last person to introduce over here.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? This is Vikings theorist, or just theorist. Just for a bit of context, this was conceived just over a day ago. We are looking for whatever feedback you got for us. I'm looking for feedback on a new handle. I've had Vikings theorist for years now. I think it was an Xbox gamer tag back in the day. It's not good. I need a new one, preferably something PFF, so I can fit the theme of the boys here. And normally we would be joined by Boof at Base Federal. He might join us later in the episode, but thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I feel like we have a good sense of the Vikings Twitter community that we will actually get listeners and we will actually have feedback. We will not be like Phil Mackey and whatever. I have the other one muted. That's how much I dislike him. But we are all about constructive criticism. If you don't like what we have to say, I'm just going to put it out there. Don't make a comment about it. Just walk about it. We're trying to make this fun. Based off of the first game, the vibes are off the charts. We're trying to make this off the chart podcast. We're gonna match the vibes. That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna match the vibes of the team. If the vibes aren't so hot going one week to the next, we're gonna bump you up. That's all I'm gonna say. We're here for you guys.
That's the plan anyway. I'll say that I'm probably I'm relatively pessimistic sometimes about the Vikings, though. So, if you need a little hint of realism, we'll try. It's probably not even realism, though. I think I'm overly pessimistic sometimes.
Yeah.
Curious to see about the chemistry on that one.
That's fair. I mean, I feel like as Vikings fans, we really should be pessimistic just because we know how every season ends. But let's just jump right into it. Sorry, I know I'm taking charge, but let's just jump right into it. The new regime, Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell, I don't know. I feel like we're in a good spot. The Green Bay game, I was worried. I was worried that we were just going to start off slow like we always do every year. And then that opening drive was just all right, I could get used to seeing this. I personally thought the play calling was really good for the first game.
I was I'm so fucking red pilled because the second we scored that quickly, made it look that easy on the first drive, I was immediately felt flashbacks to the fucking Eagles game. I was all right, I don't believe it. I don't believe it yet until I've seen 4 full quarters of it.
Yep. I agree.
We had a lot more aggressive play calling throughout the whole game, which is really surprising. I was waiting for them to engage in some sort of prevent or just start running the ball, trying to grind the clock down. Aside from some stale drives in the third quarter, that didn't really happen.
No, it's always those fucking stale drives in the third quarter, man. That's why I was I feel like a lot of teams go through that, but yeah, especially they did a good job rebounding, which is what I think we didn't see with Zimmer. Didn't see a lot of that resiliency.
I mean, I saw some videos from the sideline, and I don't remember Zimmer in his later tenor of his career showing much emotion when we scored. But the first drive where JJ scored that touchdown, I saw a video of Kevin O'Connell just, yes, JJ, getting excited and hyped on the sideline. I don't remember the last time I saw a coach do that, man. I can't remember any of that.
Not even in 2017 when the vibes were supposedly off the charts. He did not get into it as much as Kevin O'Connell did that first game.
And it's so funny too. I love the irony. I'm pretty sure there's this it might not be a press conference. It might be a locker room. I don't know, a locker room cam thing or something. But after that Minneapolis Miracle game in 2017, Zimmer has like this little meeting with the team, and he's like, "We have to get ready for next week." And you could tell that they were still like riding this high from the Minneapolis Miracle. And then he comes out later and he talks about, yeah, like I think we were still trapped in the Minneapolis, the energy of the Minneapolis Miracle game and that play. And if you have to address that, like I feel like you've already lost. Like the energy's already gone. I like having somebody that I feel like is actually going to be able to help us rebound. Like I still like I kind of feel bad for Zimmer. Still, like I don't know why. I still love the guy. Like he just seems like a good dude. It just I don't know.
Right.
It's so nice. It's just refreshing.
He lost the locker room. That's I found the point. Yeah, I feel like he just lost the locker room after the NFC Championship game. I don't know. He kept throwing. Well, I guess we found out later on that he just kept throwing players under the bus, and I feel like that's why a lot of the players later on were just like, whatever.
At a certain point, it's just time to make that change, even if you have a head coach that has historically been successful. So I'm happy. I'm happy with where we're at now, and it looked really fucking sweet on Sunday, dude. There's this there's this frame in remember the strip sack that we had at Rogers there? I don't know what it was like. There's this awesome frame at the end. I wish I would have taken a screenshot. I'm sure I can find it somewhere, but standing around Rogers, Delvin Tomlinson's got the ball and he's fucking like trotting off, whatever. And standing around Rogers on the field is Harrison Phillips, Zadarius Smith, and Jordan Hicks. It's the three new guys that Kwesi added in the offseason. I just think that's like fucking poetic. That's so sweet.
Was that in the fourth quarter on the goal line stand?
No. This was like third quarter when they strip sacked Rogers.
Yeah, because I remember Hicks crunched him.
Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah, because I remember specifically that goal line stand. Holy shit, our defense, man. Ed Donatel. Is that how you say Donatel? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But like that defense showed out. I don't care what the dumb PFF grades say about half of our defense. Our defense showed out Sunday. Like watching the game on TV, I'm sure was a lot different than in person. But like I could feel the energy of the defense just like watching it at home through the TV. And I was just like, when was the last time our defense like was this pumped to start? That's why I'm swallowing the blue pill right now, Slime, because my hopes are very high right now. Ceiling is at like me personally, 11 wins is our ceiling.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you're right. I was at the game. I didn't really address this, but that's why my voice sounds like that chocolate lady from SpongeBob. But you're absolutely right. Especially the new guys, Smith and Phillips, they were getting into the crowd every single third down, every single down, honestly, especially Zadarius. And it was really refreshing to see that kind of energy and that kind of playing off of the crowd. Just another aspect of the vibes being on cloud nine so far.
Just enjoy week 1 vibes, Slime. Just enjoy it while you can.
I'm into it right now, dude. Yeah, I mean, like, I think a big difference that I saw on Sunday versus like anything I've seen since fucking 2017 is just that they played a full game of physical football. Yes. Like it wasn't like they played 2 quarters and then fucking shelled out. It was a full quarter, full fucking hell. Like, why can't I say that? It was 4 full quarters of physical football. I got it.
Even at the end, they weren't just matching Green Bay; they were out physicaling them. It was When was the last time they've done that?
This was the first game in a long time that I can say we 100% outperformed Green Bay, and for the life of me, I can't remember the last time we have ever outperformed Green Bay.
Not like that. Absolutely not like that. I mean, we beat them when they had who was that shitter from UCLA that played quarterback for them?
Brett Hundley or whatever his name. But okay, that was funny. That was our magic in a bottle, lightning in a bottle season.
That was their shit in the bottle quarterback.
Yeah.
That was a tough year for them, man. That's all right.
Twitter doesn't find this. They're gonna have some words for us.
Okay, well, they're gonna love what I'm about to.
Bring them on.
Well, since we're already here, you do both know where I'm going with this. But Christian Watson shit the bed on his very first play that could have been magical for him. And as a Vikings fan, I loved seeing him fail. I loved it. Yes, Pat P got burnt, but did it really matter? No, because Christian Watson just let it fall right through his hands at 75-yard touchdown. That was what I was worried about when I saw Rodgers throw that. Was like, here we go. This is how the game starts. And then Watson just dropped it. And that's when the tables just turned. I felt like that's when our defense really came up big, was after that drop. So, yeah, sorry, Packers Twitter, but yeah, Christian Watson is not going to be Devontae Adams. I'm sorry to say this as of right now. You can freezing take whatever it's called later in his career, but based off of what I saw on Sunday, Christian Watson is not going to be your next Devontae Adams, like some of you say that he is. It's okay. I have like 3 Packers friends.
It's more for me that Devontae Adams had drop problems too in his rookie year, and Packer fans were like calling for his head. They're like, "This dude fucking sucks. Get his ass off the team." And now he's Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Okay, you're right, but like, just you can't compare Devontae Adams to an FCS wide receiver.
He is the Carson Wentz of wide receivers, I'll say.
Yeah.
Comparison guy like that. We don't have to worry too much. He'll be traded to Cincinnati or something long before he becomes actually Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
He just has to go play with a real quarterback like Joe Burrow.
Yeah, right.
Or like Tua. He'll go to the Dolphins.
That's a goddamn catchable ball that Tua throws out. He'll be able to catch that fucker, I'll tell you.
I think I could have caught that if Tua threw it.
Dude, I'm like not entirely certain that Tua has a stronger arm than the kid I played with in high school.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
The kid I played with in high school could take a little fucking rollout and roll to his left side and fling it like 60 yards with his wrist, and I don't think I've ever seen Tua do that.
Watch out. The one person on Dolphins Twitter is going to come after us for our Tua takes now.
No! What have I done? What have I done, dude?
Guys, I'm sorry to bring this guy up, but do you think Dolphins Twitter has a Spinoza guy for Tua?
They gotta.
They have to.
Someone's got to be doing the hard work.
I'm afraid. I never thought about that. Now I'm thinking of every team's Joe Spinoza, and I'm afraid of that.
Right. Like, it's scary. Like, and I don't really care if he sees this. Joe just let his interview get to his head. The interview with Kurt got to his head. Ever since then,
I forgot about the interview.
Ever since then, it's gone downhill. For the life of me, Kirk Cousins was ranked in the top 3 quarterbacks this week, and you're going to make a big deal about him dropping 2 points in PFF that their grades don't even mean anything. Sorry, Joe, but like, dick writing's got to stop, man.
I got to say, with Joe Spinoza, I have to admit, for me at this point, Joe Spinoza he's an idea. He's a philosophy. Pragmatically, I don't think it matters anymore if he's serious or if he's a troll, and I genuinely haven't been able to figure it out. But I don't think it matters anymore because the effect that he has singularly on just completely fucking the discourse in a million different directions is so incredible. I don't even know. Even if he doesn't mean to be a troll, his ability to troll is like second to none. And I do appreciate a good troll, whether or not it's ironic. So I have to say, like, my hat is off just a touch. Like, it's just a slight, like, when an outfielder makes a nice catch. Like, it's just a slight head nod to Joe Spinoza for just being, like, the interaction god.
He's got Vikings Twitter on the map for that. So, like, whether that's good or bad, that's yet to be determined. But, like, because of Spinoza, everybody knows Vikings Twitter.
When we do our PFF Twitter profile grades, I'm going to give him a grade. And it might be like a little bit, at least a little bit above average, but he will get knocked for the latent racism and the
anti-LGBT.
Will require a comment.
Those things will knock his grade.
All right.
But everything else is going to be positive.
I already did my shithead of the week, which was Christian Watson. What about you guys? Who's your shithead of the week?
That's right. So yeah, we're now entering or have begun our shithead of the week award, to which Bryce is awarded Christian Watson. It's not Joe. It's Christian Watson.
All yours.
All right.
Joe, there's probably going to be plenty of bits about Joe, but like Christian Watson dropping would have been his first touchdown for 75 yards. Shithead of the week. I'm sorry. Like,
classic.
Come on, man. Yeah.
It's classic. He was on Come On, Man. Theorist, what's your what do you got for me?
Oh, I think you guys are going to appreciate this one. Peter Bukowski.
Yeah. I knew somebody was going to go Peter.
Oh, my goodness. The homerism is something I've never seen. I have to give that man a round of applause. Saying that crossing route from Justin Jefferson, where he absolutely toasted Jair Alexander, saying that wasn't on Alexander at all, that was just zone coverage working the way it was supposed to. Like, I don't know. I've seen pictures of him passing off that assignment, and it's like, if I see the dude's arms outstretched in a panic, I don't think that's like an appropriate passing off your assignment. You know, that's some elite apologetics.
Well, Forrester said, I'm pretty sure that if you're grabbing for his jersey, you got beat in your assignment, whether that's zone or man. It doesn't matter. Jair got toasted by JJ this weekend. Also, OPI call was soft. Softest OPI ball I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was weak. Yeah.
He didn't catch it anyway, though, did he?
No, he was out of bounds.
Doesn't matter still. But yeah, that it's remarkable to me the way that folks are looking at the same things that I'm looking at and like watching the same tape, and then like also still being able to completely be like wrong.
Right.
And like I'm always right. And so when people are wrong, I'm like, what is happening?
It's true. You anytime you argue with slime, you lose.
It's an L. Primarily speaking, it's an L. And I will say on Peter Bukowski's part, though, is that I do appreciate the ability to find the positives, because I think that that's something that we could all do better with.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. To keep faith in that team after the performance they put on, that's
remarkable. Good for you. Like, I'm happy. Like, that's good for him. Yeah, it's a little like Alice in Wonderland, like kind of thing, where you just dive down the rabbit hole of how shitty the game was, and then eventually you just sort of accept it, and you just become a part of it. I think that's where Pete Bukowski's at right now. He's in his metamorphosis.
I think he's realizing that Green Bay's downfalls is starting to happen, and he's coping. I guess he's trying to outweigh the negatives with the positives, no matter how bad those positives may look.
Yes.
Whatever you got to do to cope, and I'm here to see Green Bay cope.
You just fucking hate them. I think I hate the Eagles as much as I hate the Packers.
I personally, and I know I'm going to get hate for this because a lot of Vikings fans hate the Eagles. I personally don't hate the Eagles as much as I hate like the Saints or Green Bay. I mean, yeah, the Eagles I don't hate
them as much as I hate the Saints. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Granted, Eagles deserved to win the NFC Championship game. They were a better team. Yeah, it was kind of shitty that they did the skull chant on us, but whatever.
I still hate them.
So forward to that game.
That's a good lead into my shithead of the week, because my shithead of the week is that fucking stupid ass Rocky statue in Philadelphia that they worship.
Let's go.
That's my shithead of the week. Fuck that statue. Fuck Sylvester Stallone. I can't believe I'm actually saying that because I used to idolize him, but they've ruined him for me, and they've ruined that fucking movie, and I hate him for it. And I hate that because that city is so goddamn shitty. They couldn't find a single other person to be their face, their icon, than a fucking fictional character that climbed a bunch of steps and beat somebody up. I am over it. I'm fucking over it. And I'm glad. Remember when we donned him and all that shit? I don't even care that we lost the game. That's fucking sick. Right. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Was that your tweet where you were clowning on them for letting two like middle-aged white women put a Viking scarf on Rocky and then like suddenly hating the entire state of Minnesota?
I don't think it was me, but it sounds right up my alley. It was probably Forrester. I know Locke and me and Forrester were talking about just shit about that.
I feel like that's a Forrester tweet. Like,
it feels like a Forrester tweet.
Forrester, his his hating is off the charts sometimes. Like
generational
hating. His hate for his shit he says about Spinoza. I die every time, man. His generational hating, and I love it. I'm here for it.
It's like witty hating. It's like good hating. I want to be on Forrester's good side. One, because I like him, but also primarily, and this is pretty much entirely why, is that I'm afraid of him.
Dude,
no doubt, no question.
Yeah, Forrester, like once he flames you, your life is over, because him and Rasta and like even Squeak sometimes, don't even bother. If they flame you, you gotta leave. Especially like Rasta and Forrester. Once they ratio you,
you're cooked.
Toast.
Like you're literally just. I always try to be on the right side of those.
Yes,
thankfully.
Also, was it Peter Bukowski that said his throw to JJ was a wobbly throw?
Yeah, what the hell was that about? Wobbly throw? It was a dart.
It was a dart.
I was in person. I was questioning, like, did I like enter a coma for that split second? Did I misremember that? He threw that on a wire. Like, what is he talking about?
And it was off 1 foot too. Like he threw it off 1 foot, and like props to Kirk. He's not a statue as much as he was when he first came to Minnesota. I will give him that every single day. He is no longer a statue in the pocket as much as he once was.
You saw what happened last game compared to his first 3 seasons here.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That leads us right into best and worst of Vikings Twitter week 1. Bryce, what you got for us?
Best of Vikings Twitter has to go to Nick Olson, or actually, no, I'm taking it back. Tom Sullivan, who ratioed the fuck out of Green Bay's Twitter. Like, not Green Bay like Twitter, but Green Bay Packer Twitter. Him ratioing their Twitter off of Jair's tweet. Dude, props to Thomas. That was dope. I don't really have a worst of Vikings Twitter this week so far. I mean, we've covered him a little bit, but I feel like he's going to be covered every week. So I'm not even going to mention his name anymore. But yeah, I don't really have a worst Vikings Twitter. Actually, no, I think it's all those people that are still complaining about how some of the players performed on Sunday, even though we got the win. Stop complaining and just enjoy the win. Like, come on. I don't want to go through this entire season of nitpicking everything. Enjoy the win. Just ride the vibes, and it'll be a great season.
Like
Thomas Sullivan, great job. Twitter, Vikings Twitter tweet of the week. And then all you people that constantly are just nitpicking for no reason, you guys are the worst of Vikings Twitter of the week.
I love it. I'm right there with you for this year. Last year was the chaos year? Was last year the year that we lost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last year I had absolved myself from acknowledging the existence of wins and losses, and I had decided to watch the games purely based on the chaos and the excitement which they provided. But this year, I'm fully in the enjoy the win column. Go ahead,
right?
Because I think I actually do think we're gonna win some games this year because I like the schedule. I think it's favorable. So I'm with you, especially after week 1 with a new coach. It's like, listen, just shut the hell up. Have yourself a little 5 o'clock beer and watch Jedi highlights and get yourself excited.
Right.
Love that. Speaking of Jedi highlights, that leads right into my Twitter best of the week. That video from Matthias, the stream of 3 Deep 2.0. That's the way it makes me want to run through.
Shout out to Matthias for that.
That was so awesome.
It was spectacular. But
it's perfect because it's just the right amount of troll where it's like it feels like it could be serious. Like it's one of those things where we do have 3 good receivers, so
right.
it's rooted in a kernel of truth, but it's just fucking ridiculous, dude. It's good shit.
They're so good. Kind of leads into the worst of the week. Going back to he who shall not be named, plus a bunch of others. Why do we care about Kirk Cousins' PFF grade getting changed the day after the game?
Dude, that's what I
want a whole day of discourse.
I will raise you one and ask, why do we care about PFF grades? Period.
That's true.
Yes.
PFF grades suck. Anybody who says, "Oh, well, their PFF grade," stop being a nerd.
I don't give a fuck.
Does it really look like I care if freaking Sunday had a 20 PFF grade? No, not really. If we won the game, who cares?
Get your Dungeons and Dragons football ass out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa, slide. Don't be talking about Dungeons and Dragons like that, bro. Come on.
I love you. I love you. I play it, but a PFF grade is Dungeons and Dragons ass bullshit.
Yeah, no. Definitely. I feel like, listen, here's how I think. Is it Mike Florio is it PFF that does, or no,
he's Pro Football Talk.
Yeah.
He's bad too, though.
Yeah. But I feel like somebody just got really bored one day and was like, I'm just going to randomly grade a bunch of football players and then make a site for this. So a bunch of other nerds like me, and there's nothing wrong with digging deep into the stats of the game, but PFF grades are stupid because Zadarius Smith had a fantastic game on Sunday, but because he had a couple minutes, he was bad in the run game apparently, so that dropped his PFF grade down. No, he had 2.5 sacks or something like that. Yeah, PFF just stupid. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think it's a helpful tool if you know how to use it. It is not the Madden overall number,
That's okay.
That's how people are treating it. It's oh, Kirk Cousins got an 85 compared to I don't know,
right.
Pat Mahomes got a 91. That means Kirk Cousins is this many overall numbers below. No, man, it's not Madden. It's not Madden. And I know most people out there are using it like it's Madden.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's my.
And I think I'm gonna backtrack. I probably shouldn't have talked so much shit about PFF because I've never dug deep into it because I don't care because I don't know about it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get flamed for that too. But I just have a very strong opinion about PFF grades with all, you both said. It's not an overall rating. You can't judge a player based off of that.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to have for a PFF grade to really have weight. Like I feel like you have to have watched the game at least because
right.
Like
Put everything into context.
Yeah, exactly. Like the number of times where I see a guy's a corner's PFF grade drop because they got like burned on a fly route, but it was cover 2 and it really wasn't cover 3, and the safety missed the over.
Right.
The deep third's his responsibility, and the corner gets charged with it. It's like small things like that where I'm like, all right, maybe we shouldn't ding a guy for performing his responsibility and then getting beat because the teammate didn't. Like I just think so. I don't know. I think it's important to contextualize those things.
Which, can I bring up something that I know is gonna bother Slime because I know how he feels about our center.
He was good on Sunday.
Barry had a really good. I thought he had a fairly good game on Sunday. Like compared to what we have usually, our O-line played great for the most part, and look how Kirk did.
We only even asked for mediocre, and they were awesome. So yeah, I was happy. I was totally happy with Bradbury.
And like, so here's the thing with Bradbury, and I've tried to say it before. He has to have a left guard and a right guard around him because his left guard the last 2 years, Ezra Cleveland, Ezra Cleveland, I messed that one up. He's been great his last 2 years. I'm excited for the breakout season that he's projected to have apparently. But think about the right guards he's had next to him and look at the difference that Ed Ingram made next to him. Like when you have to focus on more than one player at a time, which he's had to do with all of the right guards that he's had around him, it's hard to be a good center, but credit is due when you have a good game, Garrett Bradbury, which you did.
Yeah,
don't let us down. I want to see this Bradbury the rest of the season, please.
Yeah. What I hope we do, what I like about Ingram too is playing next to Bradbury is that when Ingram gets beat, it looked to me like he did a lot of just like throwing players into other players. He's like, I'm just gonna take out the guy that Bradbury is responsible for by throwing this guy into the nose tackle. He'll benefit from that. He'll benefit. The defense was awesome. The defense too, I think, was awesome, which was like super surprising. I heard O'Connell talk about that. Yeah, super cool. Which leads me, I'm gonna run through my best and worst here because my best and worst does retain to the defense just a little bit. So my best and worst of Vikings Twitter. My best is gonna go to Sir Shannon Sullivan. It's a dark horse candidate at Showtime Sully 10 on Twitter. This was awesome. So on September 11th after the game, Sir Shannon Sullivan tweeted, "This is just the beginning. 1-0 #Skol," which is sweet. Love the vibes. But then he tweeted that was at 7:15. And then at 8:28, he must have been watching tape because he tweeted, "Man, I almost had that interception." 3 exclamation points with a cry face emoji, an expletive emoji. And also I made note that every word in the sentence is capitalized. And I just love the grind. I love the ability to be reflective and to be vulnerable with the fans, with yourself. And Shannon, you're going to get that next one, buddy. That's going to be a pick six to the house.
Yep.
So that's my W of Vikings Twitter this week.
I was just going to say Shannon Sullivan was a point of concern, I felt like, for a lot of people coming into the season, and he did not have a bad game at all.
Yeah, he was sweet.
I feel like people were worried he was going to be like the Bashad Breeland from last year. Like it was going to be a Bashad Breeland experience. Granted, it's week 1, so we're going to take this with a grain of salt. He backed up his play. I thought we shouldn't have to worry about a Bashad Breeland with Shannon Sullivan.
No, I don't think so. And he's Sullivan. He won't be in an island as much either as Breeland was last year. So I think we'll be in good shape with him.
Yeah. Also, backing up, Cam Dantzler stood out to me. I feel like Cam Dantzler had a pretty solid game on Sunday. It was nice to see that. Yeah, it was nice to see that.
I feel like we've been waiting so long for Cam Dantzler to like be that guy. Remember when he locked Jamar Chase the fuck up in college, and it was like, okay, like there's some actual tangible skill, and it just hasn't. So it's nice. Yeah, like one game in, so it's hard to take the sample size seriously at this point. Right. But he was cool. Yeah. He was cool on Sunday.
Yeah, he's got the gifts. He's just got to put it all together for a full season.
Hopefully that weight. I think he put on some weight this offseason. I hope that helped.
Sounded like it, yeah.
I was just going to get into my Vikings Twitter worst of the week, which is a response. I don't know who this person is. Not yet. They joined Twitter in March of 2013, and they have 93 followers. This is Turn Off Your Mind, Relax on Twitter. And they responded to Shannon Sullivan's, "Man, almost had that interception" tweet with the caption says, "Should have." And then it said GIF of John Krasinski, Jim from The Office on SNL, and he says, "Couldn't agree more." And that's my Vikings Twitter all the week, just because that's unprofessional. That's just that's unwarranted hate. That's unwarranted hate, and frankly, that's just something that I don't appreciate seeing on my timeline. So I'm gonna step in and defend my boy Sir Chandon Sullivan here, and this one my Vikings Twitter worst of the week.
Okay, well, if we're talking about boys we're going to defend this year, if your boy is sure Chandon Sullivan, we already know who my boy I'm defending. Jalen Reagor, baby. I don't want to hear any hate about him. He's got some nice thighs. We've heard it from multiple coaches. Nice glutes. That's all you need. Nice glutes and nice thighs, and you're going to be a great football player. And everybody said, oh, he's going to muff a couple punts. I thought he was a pretty good punt returner for us Sunday when he broke, 3 tackles or something on that one, 2-yard punt return or whatever it was. But, yeah, no Jalen Reagor hate on my timeline either. If he has a bad game, he has a bad game.
Having it.
Not having it.
He's the best
vibes are off the chart with that guy, too.
In a while. Who was that?
I just said that the vibes are off the chart with Reagor. Have you seen those videos of him celebrating with Jefferson?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm such a huge fan.
Do you have a boy you're protecting this year, Theorist? Do you have a boy you're protecting?
I don't think he's going to need much protecting, honestly. It's Zadarius Smith, maybe from Packers fans, but Zadarius is breathing. He's doing something to this defense, and I am absolutely digging it. He has this energy that I haven't seen since 2017 Everson Griffin. He gets the crowd going. He gets hyped after the play. He's hyping up his teammates. I don't know if they showed this on the TV broadcast, but you know how pregame they have all the guys run out from the the Vikings ship and they announce all the players? Zadarius Smith ran out with Danielle Hunter. I think the Vikings tweeted out that video actually, but in person,
that was the coolest shit I've ever seen.
That was freaking that's fucking crazy.
That was a movie scene.
Exactly. No cheese, no hate, no shit for my boy Zadarius Smith. I am riding or dying with that man all year.
Also, his first sack celebration against Rodgers when he was eating. I was like, oh, this is the energy our defense needs. Personally, I think him and Danielle could, if they both stay healthy, easily could combine for 20+ sacks this year if they stay healthy.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that's asking a lot, but just based off what we saw Sunday, I feel like it's possible.
I'm not putting limits on shit. I'm saying 40 sacks between the both of them.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, I like it.
They're both breaking the record this year. What's the record?
Damn
20,
right.
23, 22 and a half?
Now. I think
didn't Jared Allen almost
Nick both. He almost broke it. Didn't that guy TJ Watt break it recently?
Yeah, no, I think he did. I think it was
TJ Watt just broke his pec. That's all.
Shit. That poor dude.
I think if you say Watt and hurt in the same sentence too many times, then JJ ends up in the hospital one way or another.
It's like the Bloody Mary thing, and then you say Watt hurt. Oh, busted ankle.
Yeah, I tore my Achilles for the year. Yeah, okay.
I wonder how he's doing. He's been out of football a while now. No, he hasn't. What am I saying? I said JJ Watt's been out of football a while, hasn't he?
No, he's injured.
He's on a team, isn't he?
He's on the cards. He's injured.
He's been out of football for a while. He's just been hurt this whole time.
He's been fucking on vacation.
That's tough.
You ever seen that 30 for 30 about the Lakers and the Celtics? Like their old school, their documentary.
The Magic Bird stuff.
There's this awesome scene where Kareem gets hurt in the finals and he's sitting at home and they're fucking freaked out. They're going to, I think they might even be in Boston. I don't know. They're in LA, Boston, whatever. But they're missing their best players, Kareem. And they just run out and fucking toast some boys in the fourth quarter, just put up 1 billion points and run them. And Kareem was like, that was the first time I was able to sit back and take a look as I'm watching on TV and say, I really am on vacation. I love that anecdote. We have a very special guest with us for this next piece, and he's somebody that means a lot to me because he was probably the first person that I met here. Along with, actually, honestly, I think of the three of you were probably 3 of the first people I met here. All introductions aside, we have with us here tonight at Base Federal
our fourth host, not just a guest Slime. He's our fourth host.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have specified.
Slime was working on some stuff, but he's back. He's with us now. Boof, good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Good to be here.
All right. So, Boof, we talked about the game on Sunday. What were your thoughts? We need to hear your thoughts of the game on Sunday.
First half, obviously, the offense was really clicking, moving up and down the field at ease. Against the Packers defense that was projected by quite a few people to be really good this year. There was a lot of obviously, only gave up 7 points against a Packers team that historically we've had to battle in more high-scoring games.
Boof, I'm probably going to get flamed from Green Bay Twitter. Just be prepared for that, because I lit into Christian Watson. I lit into their fans, and I don't really care because they talked so much shit that they were going to dominate us on Sunday, and then we dominated them. So it is what it is. Green Bay, back up your top, boy.
I don't even think about those fuckers. I'm not gonna think about them for another 16 weeks. I'm not gonna think about them for another 14.
Yeah, but then we got to start preparing for our next Super Bowl, though, man.
Oh yeah.
What did you like?
I enjoyed the way that the offense moved. I like the way that we schemed our players to get them in space, as opposed to just line them up, best man wins, which is really cool to watch. It's a lot of fun to see, especially if you've got JJ on whoever on the Packers defense.
The 91, their linebacker or whatever that was on him.
Yeah. If you can catch Preston Smith, out, and he has to go cover JJ in some sort of short, whatever, like the short out route they had him running.
Right.
That's a lot of fun to see, because JJ is going to dust him every time unless Preston Smith's on steroids or something. No, but I don't
Reminiscent of those days where Cooper Kupp was getting covered by Anthony Barr. It feels nice to be on the other side of that.
That was probably my favorite game I've seen Kirk play, though. Not gonna lie, that shootout we had against the Rams, Aldrick Robinson, unsung hero of that game.
I forgot about that fucking guy. How many touchdowns did he have? Didn't he have 6 touchdowns that year or something?
6, didn't he? Yeah.
He looked like KJ Osborne of that year. Sorry for moving around.
That's a welcome change to KJ Osborne. Bro, I was just saying this earlier. Yeah. So Jalen Reagor at least has potential to be one of the better punt returners I've seen in Minnesota in a while. Since Cheryl's wasn't prime, and it just cracks me up because it's such a I just love this shift from KJ Osborne to a guy that looks exactly like KJ Osborne on the field with his little stocky ass build, but he can run a 4.4. It's fucking funny.
Right.
It's funny to me, that irony.
Yeah.
And Jalen Reagor, he was supposed to, what was he fucking, he got drafted 21. He was supposed to be the guy.
Right. He got drafted right before JJ. And so that's what's so funny to me, that everything has come full circle now. And Reagor is loving it in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Based off what I've seen, I feel like he's happy in Minnesota because he doesn't have fans constantly yelling at him.
100%, bro. And there's layers to this shit. Fucking the top layer of Jefferson being drafted 1 pick behind Reagor, and then it comes full circle to me again. There's another layer with KJ Osborne being a 6th-round pick drafted to be a special teams guy, and then now they're it's just the funniest.
I
shit.
Never thought about that. Yeah, that's good.
Excuse me.
Should we hear Boof's stuff that we talked about earlier?
Run through it. Who's your shithead of the week, bro? Yeah. Any shithead. I picked that shitty ass Rocky statue in shitty ass Philadelphia.
Rocky L statue, terrible statue, horrible. It's weird. Out of all the people, you could have thrown up some of Meek Mill, you could have thrown up some who knows who, bro. But they're let's go choose a fictional character, and let's be really offended whenever people do anything near it that aren't from Philly. Yeah, let's go beat up this 100-year-old woman because they
put a Vikings scar over it. We should tear that shit down. Fuck that statue. Get rid of it.
Hey, I am going to Philly next summer, so
you got a mission, brother.
An assignment.
You got a purple Fufu mission.
All right, how about your best and worst of Vikings Twitter?
Did he give us a shithead? What's your shithead?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's right. No, that's right.
Sorry.
So much shit happened. It's hard to remember who was a shitter and who wasn't.
It's hard to know off the top of my head. Just in general, it might be, what is his name? Peter Bukowski.
Yeah. That's what theorist.
Number 2.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, my thing is I don't beef with people on Twitter. I don't.
No, you don't.
I don't got time
You
to be
just
beefing
blame 'em.
online.
Yeah.
Like I'll say whatever, but I don't have time to be beefing online. I got other stuff going on. But like, and it's not even like I don't hate him. I don't think it's like, it's not a knock on him personally, but just some of the coping was ridiculous. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah. 30-year-old Sammy Watkins totally toasted him here. Yeah, that's a touchdown if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get, hit by 7 different defensive linemen at the same time. Yeah, no, that's guys. Come on, guys. Like, yeah, we cooked you even though we lost by 16. We really showed you like that we can outrun your guys even if we don't catch the ball. Like, come on. Like Kirk, that was a wobbly pass on that 60-yarder,
And that 60-yard fucking touchdown pass or whatever the fuck it
It
was.
was a duck of a throw. Duck of a throw. Like, did you see how wobbly it was? It was a duck.
Yeah, bro. Like it barely. Like he's so lucky that he like just miraculously it happened to go far enough.
I've decided to refrain from Kirk Cousins discourse for as long as possible.
Yeah. I've reached my point. All my friends, everybody knows how I feel about him. I'm no longer discussing Kirk Cousins discourse. And we will not be discussing Kirk Cousins discourse on Purple Fufu. So nobody ask us to talk about Kirk Cousins.
I've got another one to throw out.
Okay.
Throw it out.
Joe Spinoza.
There it is.
Yeah.
I want to listen, Joe. We've talked a lot. We know each other pretty well. You got my number. We snap each other. We be telling each other all this stuff. The whole, vague social issues thing, that doesn't work, bro. You can't be saying that. You gotta have, if you're gonna, okay, so for one, if you're gonna have a take like that, put your take out. Stick to your convictions. And take the heat. Number one, take it. Don't be, oh yeah, no, vague. So no, put it out. Come on. Throw it out there. Just
Wolf is trying to catch all the smoke.
And then number two, also, it's just basic human rights issues. Like, what are you arguing? Like, I don't understand what you're arguing against. What is your inherent issue with? Why do you care? Like, why are you anti, these people can't live their lives the way they want to live them. Like, what do you hate?
I agree. I feel like that's how all of us agree.
I don't think I, like, for a second have regretted muting him, really. Like, I feel like I miss out on a lot of the, like, more vile shit. Like, I guess I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I just already feel like I'm pretty privy to who he is. So he's a challenge, man.
Everybody, in my opinion, this you don't have to agree with my take here. I think everybody in the world has something to offer. At the very minimum, it's a life lesson. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Except for Blair Welsh.
When
I can hear that, Blair.
When you are putting out hatred, or you're denying other people of what you have to offer purely because of what you feel in your own heart, and that in that way, I can't rock with that. I don't like it. It's weird because, like, on Twitter, you've never seen me politically beef. You've never seen it happen. You probably won't ever see it happen unless it's something really ridiculous or I'm in a bad mood or whatever, because I don't have time to beef on the internet. I'd like to see him grow and, like, learn and grow. Like, just think about it, figure it out. What if it's the other way around? Like, what if you're in their shoes? What if that's you? Like, come on. You don't want that, like, hatred towards you.
To our next subject or our next topic. It is time for Slime's PFF grade of the week.
Yeah, it's PFF grade of the week time. You will come to know and love the PFF grade of the week segment. I'm just gonna find a PFF grade that we, at least I am doing this, where I wholeheartedly agree with the grade. So my PFF grade of the week this week is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, I felt received. He was the 10th? I think he was the 9th or the 10th ranked quarterback on PFF on the week or something like that. I think it was like a 71, just like a slightly above average grade for Patrick Mahomes this week. And I mean, if you look at his stat line, it's very deceiving. I think he was 30-something for 100,000 yards and 5 touchdowns. However, so you look at those numbers and on paper, they look good. However, if you notice the number of times that Patrick Mahomes, rather than throwing a 50-yard pass to Mecole Hardman in coverage that we know that Patrick Mahomes can make, he instead decides to check down to a guy like Juju Smith-Schuster for 8 10, 12 yards and continue to move those sticks. But that's not always what we're looking for. We want to see Patrick Mahomes making the throws that we know he can make. And so I think it's a completely fair assessment to put him just above average on the PFF rankings. So this week's PFF grade of the week is Patrick Mahomes. Thank you very much for your insights over there in New York, wherever the fuck PFF's headquarters are, for that glowing representation of our sport.
Awesome. I love that pick. I think I'm going to one-up your pick, though. Maybe. We're going to find out. My PFF grade of the week is a little low for him. It was graded 49.5. Let's bump that up to about maybe a 60, 65. PFF grade of the week, your Detroit Lions quarterback, Mr. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff
is my PFF player of the week, mainly just based off vibes. Let's see. He was.
He only got a 49 grade. They scored 35 points. Who cares?
That's what I'm saying. His passing, he was 37, or he had 37 pass attempts and passed for 215 yards. And he still almost managed to beat the Philadelphia Eagles with what was the final score? 35-38 or something like that. Here's the thing. If you let Jared Goff walk all over you, he's going to be my PFF grade of the week. Eagles, you almost let Jared Goff beat you, man.
It just should have been a higher grade, I feel like, though.
I agree. First game of the season. I mean, he only threw one interception to 2 touchdowns. So, like, come on now.
You throw an interception, you average 5 yards per attempt, and all of a sudden it's a fucking problem.
It's almost like dropping a quarterback down for 2 points and making a big deal about it.
I know. I'd like to look at points on the scoreboard personally. Those are the things I like to pay attention to. The number of points that versus the number of points that my opponent has. I don't care about any of those. Bullshit, PFF.
Exactly. All right. Mr. Theorist, is it your turn? I think.
Believe so. I didn't have one picked out right before we started here, but you guys got me thinking. And my PFF grade of the week is Mr. I didn't write him back, Geno Smith. That dude put on. Are you serious? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, almost 200 yards against the the Denver Broncos. Against Russell Wilson's Denver Broncos. He put up an 84.3 PFF grade. That's higher than Kirk Cousins. Where has this Geno Smith been?
Russ stopped him. I mean, Geno outplayed Russ, plain and simple. Imagine if they would have started Geno over Russ. Could have made the playoffs last year, but
we have to see what Booth's pick is. But I might be jumping the gun saying that Geno Smith might be our PFF star of the week.
I feel like Booth could one-up Theorist here, though. Like, just to look on his face, like, that's his game mode face. Booth, let's hear your PFF grade of the week.
You guys ready for this? Zadarius Smith had a 55.0 PFF grade week 1. He had 2 solo tackles, 1 sack, pressures. I couldn't tell you because I don't have PFF, whatever. And by they, I mean the people at PFF. I respect what they do to a certain extent. But then there's nerdiness where guys, it wasn't a good play because he didn't meet our criteria for a good play, but it's like what are they? But then also at the same time, like Mahomes will have some ridiculous throw and they'll grade it as a bad play because he shouldn't have thrown it, but he it worked out. Just it's PFF stupid for that reason. They dropped Kirk Cousins' grade. This is gonna be a wild take from me. They dropped Kirk Cousins' grade. I don't think they should have, and Joe was all mad about that on Twitter today. I'm not gonna be out here crusading for Kirk. I'm not a Kirk crusader. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know.
I just thought that Darius would dominate them for fucking 60 minutes and they got a 55 PFF grade.
No, I don't know. Yeah, like he was. Yeah, maybe they were like, yeah, nah. He's against backups. Let's just sauce him down a little bit. But then, like, what was Daniil's grade? What could Daniil's grade?
I think he was like a 76 or something, 71, something like that.
It was a 60. He had a 68.
Daniil Hunter did?
Mm-hmm. That's wild.
Really?
Not okay.
That's something. See, if you just go strictly by vibes, Zadarius had like a 1,000 PFF grade on.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That's what I mean. All this fucking nerdy ass bullshit. This fucking air yards per attempt. How about
I love air yards.
Momentum shifter. How about the fucking guy that gets the crowd excited, that gets the team excited? That's what I give a shit about, man. Fuck his points on the scoreboard.
Use that pro vibe focus.
Even play wise, I thought he was better than a 55 though, or whatever the fuck he got.
I agree. I think it's time to start our preview for Monday Night Football, boys. Against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oof.
How are we feeling? Oh, Boof. Yeah, go Boof.
Boof has thoughts.
We need to. Well, actually, I don't know. See, I've gone back and forth on this. This is going to be some nerd garbage. I hate to do it to you, but Our rushing defense is an issue. We were giving up 6-7 yards of carry to Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon or whatever, and then we're coming into a game against a team that had
Miles.
four or five different people score a rushing touchdown last game. Their quarterback can, hurt you with your legs. Our contained defense sucks if it isn't like Daniil or Za'Darius. If one of them gets hurt and has to be out for any section of the game, we're cooked, because DJ Wanham can't set the edge. I'm not as worried because it was like Kenneth Gainwell, and then there's like Boston Scott, and then there's
Miles Sanders. We're gonna
Miles Sanders. Yeah, he's the one that I'm worried about, but he's also my fantasy team, so I don't really mind that much.
Okay, I'm gonna go bold prediction for Monday's game. Jalen Reagor has 2 touchdowns, and one of them is a punt return. He's gonna have a revenge game in Philly.
Yeesh. He didn't get a single offensive snap on Sunday. That's what scares me about that.
I feel like that would be something KO would do to just try and scheme him in like 1 or 2 plays, take a shot, see if it works.
Yeah.
So, just try and get him some confidence, and if it doesn't, like, what's the downside unless he like totally messes it up?
Also, real quick, while I'm on this topic, I'm gonna make this real quick. Usually, I'll have more money line on the Vikings.
Smash that money. Honestly, go ahead and if you're betting this week, just smash money line for every game. That's my advice. My own personal advice, but especially Vikings money line, lock it in.
All right.
I think the Eagles are going to be a tougher challenge than the Packers, to be honest. Not to say that the Packers suck or anything, but I think the Eagles kind of have their shit in order more than the Packers did. Jalen Hurts looks like a more confident player at the moment, and AJ Brown is like nothing that the Vikings corners have faced in a while. So I'm worried a little bit about that, but I'm not as scared of the Philly defense as a lot of people seem to be. I think it's going to be a pretty high scoring game. I think it's going to hit the over pretty easily, but I'm still taking Vikings by a touchdown.
The over is 50.5 points. The Eagles are favored by 1.5 by FanDuel.
Moneyline Vikings.
Another just quick stupid rushing defense point. The Eagles rushing defense was even worse last week than we were, which is weird.
Okay.
They were giving up 10 yards a carry, and that's why the Lions were able to stay in the game. If they give up that much to the Lions offense, and even like our terrible defense last year, even in the game we lost, we only gave up like 17 points to them. I expect us to win this game. I'm going to be disappointed if we don't.
I think we'll be 2-0 after Monday night. And I think this is going to be the early test of our season. Both of these teams going into Monday night, based off stats, Lions or Eagles dominated that game. This is going to be a huge test for us coming into our first Monday night football game of the season. And I definitely feel like if we play like we did Sunday, we should be able to win this game Monday.
Preemptively, I'd like to state that this is a hot take of like mine. This isn't like well, it's not like a super hot take, but I'm just trying to like cover myself in case like we get dunked on Monday night. I think we could win by 10 plus. I think that we should win by 10 plus because when you look at the offense, I've got more faith in our guys, looking at our wide receiver core. Eagles have a great wide receiver core too, to be honest with you. But then you look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts really he's a dynamic player, but I don't necessarily trust him as a passer yet. And just knowing who Kirk is and like the faith that I have in Kirk, which is like some people don't agree with me on that, and I know. Like, I've got faith in Kirk. It's going to come down to whether we can contain Jalen and stop the defense from breaking down on those, long extended plays where the QB is scrambling outside the pocket, and whether our run defense can hold up. On offense, if our interior O-line is good, which, it's Bradbury and it's a lot of bigger defensive tackles, and so he'll probably struggle there. But those are my only concerns. And I still think we're going to win by like 10. It might just be me being a homer.
I'm going to chime in with my preview. I do not like the vibes at all going into this game. I do not like a Monday night game on grass in Philadelphia. I do not like Nick Sirianni's face, and I don't like the vibes. And I think that this is going to be a game that after a crazy week 1, I think for Philly and kind of for us even a little bit, I think that this game is not going to hit the over. I think it's going to be a 21-14 Eagles win in Philadelphia on Monday. That's my prediction.
Okay.
21-14 Eagles, and then it's going to be a bounce back for us, and we're gonna be 6-2 by the time the bye rolls around, and the 6-3, whatever our bye is.
Hot take. I could see us going into our bye week. Yeah, I'm gonna go 6-2. I feel like
I like the schedule. It's favorable, I think.
I feel like we're bound to lose either against the Saints or we're gonna lose one of the divisional games we have coming up. But yeah, 6-2 going out of the bye 6-2, we'll be in a good spot for the season.
I'm mostly, honestly, too, like with the Eagles game, mostly just being Mr. Contrarian because I actually do think we're better. So we'll see what happens. But it just does feel like one of those like wacky kind of games that we could just like fuck around and score 14 points. Or just for some reason, I get Cleveland Browns last year vibes for some reason from this game. I don't know why that is. I think it's like two teams that are really strong rushing and not good at defending the run. For some reason, just gets weird sometimes, and I can just see it being one of those games. Well, I think we covered everything that we want to cover. My phone's at 5%, which is that's perfect timing.
Thanks for listening. I guess we promise that we'll get better at this as time goes on. Remember, this was like thrown together literally like 24 hours ago. So all you who have stuck through, we do appreciate you. Give us some feedback. I'm pretty sure all of you who are going to listen to this, follow us on Twitter. Send us a tweet what you liked, constructive criticism. That would be great. Any advice? Yeah, that'd be cool too. Thanks for watching. And PFF regular season is going to enjoy a Monday night victory.
I'm going to enjoy Monday night too. You guys owe me a shot if I'm right.
100%.
Okay, we'll do it.
Boof. Not Boof. He's underage. Not Boof. Everybody else
shot apple juice, baby.
Okay, we'll take it on the pod next week. If Philadelphia wins, I'll take the shot on the pod next week.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening.
Take it easy.
We appreciate you. We'll catch you again soon.
Yeah, love you guys.
See you later.